Yes, can you bring this lights forward? Okay, and we are live. Yes, we are live, and it's another beautiful Sunday. Good evening. My name is Fubilola Akintola Williams. I am the lead coach at the Informed and Reformed Teams Academy. It is an online mentorship academy for teenage girls, and we have a robust curriculum that we run girls through to ensure that our girls grow and then they become the kind of girls that have a voice in their generation. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to steady my lights better. Okay, looks like we're just gonna go on. All right, how have you been? And then I'm glad to be here. I'm sure that you're also glad to be here. Like I always say, if you're sure that you're learning here, please, the things that you're learning here, do not keep it to yourself. You need to talk about this community to your friends, your colleagues, everyone that you know is preventing a teenage girl, and then let's do the work together. All right. All right, so today we'll be talking about something very important because I've experienced this firsthand, and I also know that for anyone that's parenting a teenage girl, there will be one time or the other in your journey with your girl that this must have happened. And that is why we're having a conversation about it today. And then we're having a conversation about it so that you can know what to do, you can know how to help yourself first. You know, sometimes you like to still high. You like to think that I know I'm just going to get it's about most times it's about you because parenting will humble you in ways that you cannot even begin to imagine or expect. So I'm sharing this today. We're going to be learning about what to do after a disconnect. You say, there will be no such thing. It's not really a big deal. See, let me tell you, one thing with if your child is a thank you very much. This is much better. So if your child is a preschooler or your child is a young person, she's entirely totally dependent on you. But the moment your girl child begins to be 10, 11, 12, 13, and all of that, she begins to have opinions outside you. So your own opinion is not the only thing anymore. The other things that she's listening to, other voices, other influences. So it will not be wise, okay? If you sense a disconnect between you and your teenage girl, it will not be wise to say, after all, I'm a mother. After all, I'm a father. No. See, a lot of people and a lot of things are what's the word? Grasping for the attention of your teenage girl with you. So it will not be so wise to play so easily into the hands of external influences. Reason being that you do not know the intention of these external influences for your girl child. You are the only one that knows um what it is that you're trying to achieve working with your girl child. So if your relationship breaks down and you say you're leaving it to African parents, you know how you know how it is that we can be. And that's why that's the concept we're even trying to demystify this thing of African parent. Can we be a parent that knows what to do? Can we be a deliberate parent? Can we be? Do you understand what I mean? Because sometimes not everything they attribute African parent with is trauma. Who agrees with me? Everything that they say an African parent does is what is traumatic, what is traumatizing. But I do not believe that that is the whole essence of what an African parent ought to be. So that's what we're going to be having. Imagine your daughter is 16 and then you guys have a disconnect and you refuse to mend the fence. Hey, I laugh. You'll be shocked. Where you will go and see your matter. Even you'll be wondering, I did not mean for this thing to be like this. So the way if you're having a stance of, oh, after all, I'm the daughter, she has to come, that's not wisdom. That is not someone that seeks to win the heart of a child. Don't forget everything you're trying to do, your journey, everything with your daughter, you're trying to win a heart so that the world doesn't win a heart, so that society doesn't win a heart, so that the all of the other negative influences does not win a heart. So if there's a disconnect and you do nothing about it, you're saying, after all, when we're much younger, our parents say things so like, after all, I'm your mother. Do you, is Yes, you are the mother, but there are a lot of other people that want to mother her for you. If only you knew how many people want to mother your daughter. Who read that? Who saw that trending it was a bit of news about a particular influencer, and then she influence is it influencer or influencer? So a particular influencer, she actually screen grabbed a message that a 16-year-old girl sent to her. She screen grabbed it and then came on her own social media to come and paste it there. And what was the question the teenage girl was asking? The teenage girl was asking her that, hey, I've been asking you. I think the girl said she had been asking for the past 3 or 4 times now that she just needs to know whether it's okay to start having sex at 16. Yes. And instead of this particular influencer to do what it is that she knows is right, what does she do? She grabs the message and comes online. Why am I saying this? I don't know how many of you saw it, but I saw it. I saw it not once, not twice. So I'm saying that while you are there trying to fight your daughter, trying to say that you are the mother, there are a lot of other people that are willing to come and mother her for you. Yes, so. And the kind of mothering or fathering they will do. Hey, by the way, happy Father's Day. I am so sorry. That skipped my mind. The fathers in our community will appreciate you, will see you. Happy Father's Day. Thank you for your effort. Well done. Thank you. Continue to stand in gap, continue to hold the fort, and then we pray that your effort will not be in vain. We'll see you and then we cherish you. Happy Father's Day. Okay. All right. So, what I'm saying in essence is that while you are there trying to fight your daughter, trying to um win an argument, and then in the process you're going to lose her heart, there are other people out there willing to mother to father your teenage girl. And trust me, most of these people do not have the best intention. They do not have the best. They do not have the daughter's best interest at heart. The truth remains, no one will love your daughter as much as you, and no one can do the things that you can do in the life of your daughter. So make sure that the connection doesn't break. But if it breaks, because it will break at one point or the other, due to she testing boundaries, due to she trying to be more independent, a lot of factors will be responsible for why she would want to, there might be a disconnect. The question is not the disconnect. The question is, what are you going to do about the disconnect? Okay, I've had a major fallout with my daughter. What am I going to do about it? That is what the conversation this evening is about. And if you're watching live, please share the link to your communities, share the link to your families. Let us learn and grow together. So, how do you reset? What can I do to and for me? I met some of us say in the parental community I belong to. Some of them will come and say, "Oh, I did this, I did that, I really regretted this." But beyond the regret, what have you done to mend fences? Okay, so that you can continue the work of securing the heart of your child, your teenage girl. So, 10 ways to reset with your teenage girl after a disconnect. I've told the reasons why you might have disconnect. Beyond the disconnect? What are you going to do? Number one, be truthful to yourself about the real reason for the disconnect. Do you understand? Do not sometimes parents, because we think that we are never wrong, do you understand? Sometimes due to pride, sometimes due to ignorance, we just assume that it is only our daughters that are in this particular one. I know there are ones, there are some that they will do that, that this one, no, 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 you did not try. But there are other ones that that, oh, I was one that I went way out of line. So be truthful to yourself about the real reason for the disconnect. What happened? What happened? What happened? What were we trying? What was I trying to? So when you are being true to yourself about the reasons for the disconnect, what you're trying to find out is what happened. What was I trying to correct? How was I doing it? There's a way to correct and there's a way to do it. Do you understand? I was in a particular class on Thursday and they were talking to it. We're being taught about the wisdom of the wisdom of truth, about how that, oh yes, something, the essence is that, oh, something is true really, but is it wise to pass it across in this manner, something like that. Do you get what I mean? So you have to be very truthful to yourself, because that's where you know what to do, the steps you need to be taking. And sometimes some of us, we think that we're disciplining our daughters, we think that we're giving them boundaries, but what we're really doing is we're transferring other things that has happened. When you do it, you will know. You will know. Except you want to lie to yourself. You remember saying to yourself that, oh, I shouldn't have been this aggressive with this child. And what this child did is not. Do you understand what I mean? So be truthful to yourself. So to about the real reason for the disconnect. Was I the one? Is it that I was too choked? That's why I always tell you, if you feel overwhelmed at one point or another, let your teenage girl is not a baby anymore. Tell her, you know what, please can we come back to this later? Oh, I'll have that conversation with you. Learn to, learn to put everything in the right perspective so that you're not lashing out of either tiredness, mental stress, frustration. Those are the things that make so, because by the time you begin to come from that angle, the issue that you need to address, the issue that you need to talk about, you will find yourself not being able to talk about them anymore. And all of the other things that you're feeling begins to take over rather. So that's why I'm saying you have to be truthful to yourself. You have to find out what is the real reason for the disconnect. Why am I disconnected? Why am I having this shout with my daughter? Why am I've been in that place a lot of times, and I will know exactly why I've been, being whatever it is the way that I've been doing. I will do because I do a lot of reflection. Do you understand? So find out what is the real reason. Is it me or is it my daughter that has really goofed? So this is for if it is you that you have goofed. Do you understand me? So after you have done that, after I have found out, is it because I was I reacting because I didn't know what else to do? Was I reacting? Was I shouting? Or if you was your hand, some of you slap your teenage girl out of anger because you just can't control that urge. You slap out of anger. You say things that you don't mean out of anger. You say horrible things out of anger. I'm not saying this table is not to blame. This table is to call your attention to it so that you're more intentional about the choices that you're making going forward. So find out, why am I this hungry? Why am I this harsh? Why am I this mean? Why am I this unkind? Because when you say horrible words to your daughter, you're being unkind. Find out why. Then the next thing is you want to face the emotions behind the snap. Of course, by now you know that an emotion is always a driver of everything we say, everything we process, and everything we deliver. An emotion is process is a driver. So, and in most cases, when it comes to issue of teenage girls and their parents in a clash and everything, what has often happened is that it is either there is fear, the emotions present could either be fear, could either be shame, could either be regret or a past event. That's why. So I will give this one I just mentioned. I will give you an example so that you can understand what is this exactly that I'm saying. So sometimes you have to face the emotion behind the snap. Sometimes you find out that what I was talking about has not got to the level at which I was talking to my daughter in that manner. Do you understand? So why am I reacting like that? Am I afraid of something? Am I afraid of something? Am I having shame about something? Or am I having a regret? Let me tell you the one that is most common. So I will use my daughter to as an example. I like her to use as an example. So because so that I can know that I am also wearing the shoe that you're wearing. So I noticed, okay, I'm a social person, but when it comes to all of the uh I'm not really like that. The party and everything. I am not real. And well, you could meet me and then you fall in love with me, interesting person and all of that. But when it comes to all of the, I do not just have the, I think that, well, maybe at when I was much younger, but now to be honest, I find them draining. All of you understand. But I realize that my daughter is the exact opposite. So she's someone that is very particular about how she looks. Oh, particular about what she puts together, the color combination, all of those things. And this is so that's why I've got to know everything. The way your daughter is for a purpose. Parent, I need you to understand this. The way you, if you're watching me live, I need you to put it in the comment section. The way your daughter is structured, the way your daughter is for a purpose. So I began to look. I said, me that I gave birth to you, I'm not really like this, that way. And if you're like this, so beyond, I needed so I what am I saying? So I started seeing all of those traits of being put together, especially when it comes to clothes, things, things that needs to do with physicality of a woman. Do you understand? I realized that effortlessly she could just tweak colors, she could just make to the point that even as elder cousins will ask her, what do you think about this? What do you think? Do you understand? I said that came naturally for her. Now this is the catch. So anytime I saw her, why if you were much 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 when we were growing up, any child that had that propensity, the next thing you hear is, hey, you have started, hey, you have started, you want to start so that boys can start following you, and a lot of panic will start. Do you understand? But the moment I saw this part of her, I already knew that this is a part to train. Maybe something can come out of this part. Because I have come to understand everything about even the ones that you call the whatever. Oh, she's not so. There is a purpose. There's a purpose attached to it. But because of your own issues where you're coming from, because you now remember that time that you started doing all of those, stand in front of the mirror, adjust this, adjust that. You remember the things that happened, how that boy started following, how that all of the things that happened to you. Do you understand what I mean? So it is either fear. This is how me too I started that time. Especially for people with due respect to you, for if you had if you had a child before wedlock, or if you had a child during a courtship, if you had a child if you had a child as a when you've not gotten married, whatever circumstances, I respect you, I see you. I'm just trying to break this down so that you understand. So the next time you want to go to war with your teenage girl, you can understand, why am I going to war with this girl? Is it coming from that fear of, hey, this is how I started? Do you understand me? Shame of, oh, I told you, I think I've shared the story of how that one of my friends got pregnant in secondary school. So if you now see your own girl too, and don't forget, she's blossoming. It's like a beautiful flower blossoming, and she begins to stay in front of the mirror. Of course, she has pimples, and she's bothered about the pimples, and then you begin to. So that is what, that is shame of a past experience or a regret. Oh, maybe you because whatever, for whatever circumstances that you have found yourself, you begin to think, oh, I wish that I did not do this, and you are thinking somewhere in your head. Do you understand? So face the emotion or a past event. But you know what I said to myself? I said, okay, if this is how you want to be, what I can do is I can help you. You can channel, you can train, you can redirect. That's what you need to be doing, not fighting, not going to war with your daughter. Why are you going to war with her? Oh, I used to be guilty. I'm not 100% there yet, but I know that what I do is consciously. And one thing I do is I reset with myself first. Before I go to my daughter, I ask myself, okay, what was that for? So I am honest with myself on my journey with my daughter. So you have to face the emotion behind the snap. So you are not really, it's not the girl that is doing the powder. Do you understand what I'm saying to you now? The girl that is wearing the powder and the lip gloss is not the problem. The problem is that you think, oh, now that she has started wearing powder, now that she has started wearing, this is how me too I started that time. And they were telling you and I did not listen. And I've told you, give yourself permission to eat from everything that you have done wrong. Let it go. Now, this is a new dispensation. So the fact that your daughter is standing before you, she's a teenage girl, for God's sake. She will look at herself. Do you understand? So the fact that the moment you now see her, that's what I'm saying, that recognize the emotion behind the snap. Why did you snap? That's why I gave you that practical example. Why did you snap? Did you snap because you are afraid? Did you snap because you were ashamed? Did you snap because you regret what has happened? Did you snap because of something that had happened before? So when you know why you snap, you know how to reset. So you cannot tell yourself that there is that time, that is not that time now. This is now. I can guide my daughter now. I can counsel my daughter now. I can give my daughter wisdom now. So what do I do? I don't know, my daughter tends to be that. So what do I do? I focus on the mind, I focus on the brain. So that when you're meeting the physicality, beyond the physicality, you're attracted to the mind, you're attracted. I don't mean attraction in terms of opposites. I mean, you know that, oh, this is not just about just being physically beautiful. So it's fine. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So that's what you need to be doing. Discover the emotion. What is the emotion behind the snap? Why? Why did you snap? Why did you have to get that bad? Why did you have to break the connection that you're trying to build? Recognize the emotion and deal with it. If it is fear, tell yourself you cannot continue to parent in fear. Let me tell you about Job. Job said that thing that he feared the most has happened. Yes. Then, before his children had problems, he will say, maybe my children have offended God. You know what this man will go and do? He will go and carry goat, a ram, whatever, begin to slaughter, begin to do sacrifice. Say, maybe. So that's something that he fears the most will happen. It happened. So if you live in constant fear, hey, I hope they're not touching my daughter. Hey, it will happen. Yes, it's self-fulfilling. I'm telling you. But if you tell yourself, my daughter listens, my daughter hears, and I'll do my bit, that thing is also going to into our life. So don't parent from fear. Don't parent your teenager from fear. Don't parent from shame or regrets. This is a new dispensation. All right, so find out the emotion piece. And so the next thing is determine what you will do with the emotion. That takes us to the next step. Oh, now I find out that it is because I am afraid. I am afraid. That's why I reacted that way. So what do you do with the emotion? Go and get knowledge. Do you understand me? Oh, I'm afraid of what will happen because it has happened before. Or I feel so ashamed of myself. Okay, so can you now say, oh, this is not me and this is not about me anymore now? Can you now put down the shame? What has happened has happened. But I have the responsibility of parenting a teenage girl now. How am I going to do? How am I going to fare? That should be the consent for now. Or is the regret? Oh, trust me, I've done things I wish I didn't do. But we don't live there. We don't live in that address anymore. You can't continue to live in the address of regrets. You cannot continue. If you're watching me live, you can put in the comment section. You cannot continue to live in the address of regrets. You can't. It's done. You can't undo it. You can't undo it. What's past is past. Apostle Paul will say to himself that, hey, whatever that is gone, me, I refuse to dwell on it. The mistakes, the errors, blah, blah, blah. I won't dwell on it. I will only pick my lessons and I will move. So that because see now, see where it starts from. Find out why you're snapping. Face the emotion and determine what am I going to do. This emotion that is because why? If you're not careful, it will ruin your relationship with your daughter. If you're watching live, please, I want you to put in the comment section. What negative emotions will do is it will ruin the relationship you're supposed to build with your daughter. Because every time you be parenting from that place of that emotion, that negative emotion, that's what will happen. So anytime you see your daughter coming back from school, it happened to me. I will be in school reading novels, and my mother will just assume for whatever for what I don't understand. She just assumed that I had gone for Yahoo. Yahoo in the north means that you have just gone to go and be walking aimlessly about. And I will come on and the woman will just I say, what is this woman's problem? What kind of problem is this one? I don't understand. Do you understand? If you do not deal with it, it will ruin your relationship with your daughter. What you're trying to build, it will ruin it. Every time you see your daughter looking so bright, you just say something terrible to dampen her spirit. Because you will remember, hey, that's how I used to look too. Come on. Get equipped. Get ready. This is 2026. That incident that you're referring to is gone. But so that will now for a reoccurrence is why you need to do what you need to be doing now. Don't parent from fear. Don't let fear, don't let shame, don't let it cripple you. And don't let it begin to give your daughter ideas. Somebody has told me, I is a person that is really, really close to me, has told me that the only reason he went into cultism was because anytime his mom's friend came to the house, always told them this particular person, he will join cultism. His eyes is this, and he did. So that it doesn't become a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's why you need to be careful. You need to be really, really careful. And that takes us. So, what will you do with it? Determine what you will do with the emotion. Deal with it. In whatever way you know how to deal with it. So that it does not ruin your relationship with your daughter. The next thing to do to reset your daughter is you need to be vulnerable enough to admit how you feel. So sometimes you realize that it is not really your daughter's problem. Do you get now? So leave your daughter aside. All of the noise that you have, all of the noise, all of the fight, you realize that it is really about you and the things that you're thinking in your head. That's why I told you what Job used to say. Hmm? So be vulnerable. Do not so all of the superpower, all of the anger, all of the macho power. Oh, how dare you? All of that. You will realize that you do not really need it. You do not really need it. So be vulnerable enough to admit how you feel. Oh, I was fearful. I think I've shared with you all that I've said that remember my daughter clock is certain age. I'm going to be saying to her, these are the things that happened while I was this age. These are the reasons why I did those things. It becomes a lesson. Yes, now Abi. It becomes a lesson. So that nobody is coming from any fear, any shame, or any reproach. So that you're free to do what it is that you need to do, which is to parent your daughter, to guide your daughter. Don't forget that this time you're not the only one speaking to her head. Maybe you know. So if every time she comes to you, it is war, war, war. Every time she comes to you, hey, 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 what do you think will happen? You ma figure it out. What do you think will happen? Every time she comes, it is one, how did you, and every time, what do you think will happen? I leave you to answer that question. So you need to be vulnerable with yourself. Oh, it is shame that is making me. It's because, oh, this one happened to me. So it is the fear of I don't want it to happen. So you face what it is. Be vulnerable. Oh, trust me, I've had to tell my daughter, I feel very afraid right now. I've had to tell her, hey, do you understand? So face it, be vulnerable. That way, your daughter knows that you care. So it is not about rules. It's about I really, really genuinely care about you and I'm concerned for you. And that is why I'm saying this. That all dynamic, the way to change everything, even you'll be shocked. So be vulnerable. Do not take on the posture of my coach calls it the infallibility narrative. The infallibility narrative is a false narrative in parenting. The one that makes you think that no, you can never be wrong. What do you mean you can never be wrong? You'll be so shocked to know that most of the times you're even more wrong than you're more right. You'll be shocked. So please you need to help yourself. Be vulnerable. The next thing you need to be doing is do not force conversations or force apologies or a bribe at this point. There's a disconnect, there's a breakdown already. You don't look for quick fix. Let me call it that way. Do not look for quick fix to the disconnect. First conversations, won't you say sorry? Won't you say sorry? Or do you not say what you do? Are you not the one that did it? You made me all of those things. It won't work. She's no longer a 3 year old. It is a 3 year old that do not want you to fight with her at all costs because she knows that she's totally and entirely dependent on you. Your teenage daughter does not exactly depend on you like that. It's a truth that you may not like to hear, but it's the truth. She doesn't exactly depend on you. So you need to be careful. You need to be careful. She has friends, she probably has phone for some of you. She probably has phone. And then she has phone and access to internet. Uh-huh. So you need to be careful. So do not force. So I will tell you what you need to be doing. Do not force conversations. Do not force apologies, and do not bribe. Please, don't bribe because she will see it for what it is, and then she will know that you're not being sincere. She will see it for what it is. She will. She will. Don't force her. Don't force apologies. I'll tell you what you need to be doing the next. You know, you don't have to force any apology. You don't have to force any. Don't. If you don't know how to, what if you don't know what to do? I will teach you what to do. And don't bribe her. Don't say things like, if you now, if you go back from, if you that thing I said you not do, if you don't do it again, this is what I will do. That's not effective. That's bribe. Don't bribe her. Do not bribe her. So what you need to be doing is call for conversations to address the issue. At this point, this is not the point that I'm the mother, I'm the father. The time that I could do that has passed. I don't know what you were doing all those times. So now you will call for conversations. We need to talk. Yes, call for conversations to address the issue. So outside of your hurt, outside of your fear, outside of your fear, of your shame, of your whatever, have conversations. That's the problem with most of us. Instead of us to have conversations that we're busy fighting them. Have you noticed the way the way they ask you why? They ask. I don't think that there's any history. There's any generation in history that ask why more than the current crop of teenagers that we're raising. Why? 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 That's the fact that they want to know. Question is, what are you going to be doing? That's why. But when they ask you, what do? You even get angry. How dare you question me? How dare you question me? And I'm wondering, who made questioning you so wrong that the whole world must collapse because your daughter questioned you? Say, mommy, but why? Mommy, but why? Then you get angry, and then you're all over the place. So how are you going to have conversations? How are you going to have meaningful conversations? So you need to call for conversations to address the issue, and that's where you now lay it down. That's it. Going forward, this will no longer be tolerated. If this happens, this is what will happen. And this is why I don't want this to happen. That's conversation. That's guidance. So she has a clear idea. So that when you now bring the sledgehammer down, bam, she knows that yes, it's long overdue. But instead of you having, you say, no, how dare you? Hey, I carry you for. I don't understand. Did the child beg you to carry her? I don't understand. It's just cheap blackmail and it's not achieve anything. The other one close to it is, hey, I sent you to school. Hey, I beg. Let me not to talk on that area. Mm, I no go to talk. So please, dear parents, call for conversations to address the issue, and you'll be shocked if you display that level of tolerance and patience. You'll be shocked at the result you get where your girl is concerned. Even you will be shocked. But question: will your body be calm enough to call for the conversation? Because in your head, something's already making you think that how dare she, how dare. I don't even understand how we say all these things that we say. How dare this? How dare that? How dare this? How dare that? So you need to call for conversations to address the issue. And when you now address the issue, that is when all of the things that you want to say, you begin to pass it across. Your boundaries, the reasons why you're putting the boundaries in place. Even God does the same for us. He said, come, let's reason together. Have you forgotten? He said, come, let's reason together. Bring your strong case. That's what it means. Bring your strong case and I will bring mine. So anyone with the greater argument, that's what my daughter calls it. Anyone with a greater argument wins. And that is why you have to be that is where you have to be parent. Convincing arguments. This is why I don't want you to do this. But if you now do this, this is what will happen. Instead of the constant crashing out and the noises that is coming from wherever it is that it is coming from. I hope you understand. The next thing you want to do, you need to apologize for words spoken in hurt or confusion. Yes, you should. When you get to the point of your daughters, I know what to say to them. But for you as a parent, you said hurtful words to your daughter. Some of you call your daughter horrible names. And you want to pass a message. How? Can you listen to anything when you're hurting? If you're watching live, put in the comment section. No one listens when they're hurt. Not even you. That's why you say, my husband said to you, and you're very angry about what your husband has said to you. So why do you think your daughter is any different? No one listens when they're hurt. Nobody. Nobody. Will be in self-defense. You'll be in a defensive mode. Nobody listens when they're hurt. So apologize, yes. And please don't just say, when you're apologizing, please be sincere. Don't say things like, you are the one that made me angry. What do you mean? My coach will say that you are the one that is making yourself angry because you refuse to have emotions control. You say, Auntie Fumi, what do you mean? I will explain to you what I mean. You're teaching your daughter that it's good to apologize, but you can never apologize to your daughter. So what exactly are you teaching? So if you're saying that I can never apologize, that means you're saying that you're infallible as a parent. Do you understand how it connects with each other? You're saying that you're infallible, you're saying that you're always right. But you and I know that it is not possible. You can't always be right. You're human. You're human. So apologize for words. Usually imagine if your child is a child that is very sensitive and takes words to heart. And in the same mouth, you used to call her, hey, this, that, you've said all of those horrible things to her. And then you still want to use that same mouth to profess love tomorrow. You're playing. You're playing. If you don't reset immediately, you're playing. You lose her heart. And teenage is the only time you have to make up with whatever it is that needs to be made up before your daughter fully goes out into the world. I mean, when she's out of your house, she's in college, she's in uni, that's it. She's coming back to the house just as a guest, as a visitor. So you may never have another chance at it. So if you know, I'm telling you today, if you know that you've been very hurtful to your child with your words, please go and apologize. It doesn't kill anybody. As I'm talking to you, it doesn't, if I know that I have overstepped, I don't even say it casually. I do a meal, I sit down. That's what I do. I would not lie to you. Doesn't make me weak. No. Doesn't mean that I don't have boundaries. No. Doesn't mean that when there is need for consequences, I don't apply them. Of course, I apply them strictly. But I also know that my aim is not to wound my child. If you are watching me live, please put in the comment section. My aim is not to wound your aim shouldn't be to wound your teenage girl. That's not my own aim. With my words, well, some of us will wound. Oh, this thing. Some of us we wound with words. We wound our girls with our words. If you say your girls are keeping journals and you see the things that they write about you, even you'll be afraid. You'll be afraid for yourself. So if your words have been hurtful, please by all means, profusely, be sure and be sincere. That's another thing about apologies. It needs to be sincere. So when you say things like, it's not you, you're the one that will not provide, you made me call, you did this. No, that is you're still shifting responsibility. She has not said you should call her the name that you called her now. You're the one. You were too angry. You couldn't manage emotions. You were coming from place of fear. Hey, this child, you that should not turn. You know, mothers, you know how your head has gone to that child that's not listening to the mother, and now became what you don't like. What the hell she now became everything, and you begin to imagine that that is what do you how do we even do those things that we do? So apologize for words spoken. Don't for see, mark my words. You know, I don't say go and be saying that I'm sorry I corrected you. Is that what I have said? I have said apologize for words spoken in hurt and confusion. Because you're sending double signal to your daughter. Number one, you are saying that it's okay. Because if she's done something wrong, it's okay for people to just say hurtful words, terrible words. It's you, the parent, already saying it. So she sees it as acceptable. Another thing, you're also telling her that when people say hurtful words to you, they have no right to apologize simply because they're older than you. Simply because they're your parents. So when we do these things that we do, you need to ask yourself, how is my daughter perceiving this thing I'm doing? How is my daughter perceiving this my action? How is my daughter perceiving this my inaction? Then you begin to score yourself from that. The next thing you need to do to reset with your daughter after it is connect, you have to agree on boundaries and stick with it for next infraction. Oh yes, the daughter will there will be another infraction. Yes, there will be. She's growing. She keep testing until she knows that no, mommy is not going to change on this, my dad is not going to change on this. So agree. You have apologized for your hurtful words. I didn't mean to call you stupid. I didn't mean to say that you are this. I apologize deeply for that. That is you taking accountability. And the next time, you remember that if you say the hurtful words, you say apologize, that one will check you to stop you in your tracks. Because you're raising a teenage girl that can be able to apologize and that can know that it is wrong. When wrong words are being used on her, she knows that, hey, I need to take myself out of this setting. So agree on boundaries and stick with it. Oh, fine, it's fine. The hot words I've said, the painful words I've said, I take them back. I have had cause to go and take my words back. Trust me. And you also know. Let me say this now. The temperament, the personality of your child is also very important at this case. So you need to be knowing what you're saying. Don't just say that. Some of you say, it's because I'm angry. Anytime I'm angry, I don't understand. So you're angry now. Everybody should go and do what? If everybody is angry the way you're angry and they begin to respond or react the way you're reacting, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? So, dear parents, even when you're angry, when you are this, when you are that, you still need to be mindful. Agree on boundaries, stick with it. There's some boundaries that my daughter knows that nothing, even once she no go ever, because she knows that I know we have already agreed on this. That if this thing happen, this is exactly what we'll do. It's the two of us agree. I mean, if you have three, I mean, whatever, depending on the number of children that you have. And you know what? They want to manipulate you, they want to beg you. Yeah, it's okay if they also beg, mommy, I'm sorry, it's fine. But the consequences still has to follow. It still has to follow. Agree on boundaries, stick with it. Don't don't make them push you here. Don't let them guilt trip you. That's another thing. Teenage girls, they can guilt trip you. They make you feel now you begin to overcompensate. That's the word. Do not begin to overcompensate because of the things that you have said. That's not going to help you and it's not going to help her. Rather, stick with it. The next thing you need to do, you need to continue to work on your emotions around a teenage girl. This one, there are no two ways to it. You have to constantly work on your emotions. Constantly, 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 constantly. Work on your emotions. A teenage girl will try you, she will stretch you. Take courses on emotional intelligence. take courses on personal development. Because the more you do all of these things, the more you find that, oh, you're becoming more patient, you're becoming more empathetic, you're becoming more kind. I'm telling you, these are the things that happen because you begin to think of others first before you know. Maybe she did. Maybe my daughter didn't really. Maybe, do you understand? You begin to have more empathy. There's no how you want to parent a teenage girl successfully with all your emotions dabbling everywhere. This one come will pull you down, that one come will pull you up. It will mess with your journey. So that's what I'm saying. If you're having any issues, go and resolve it so that you can face the assignment that you have. Your daughter is an assignment, maybe you know. So that you can face the assignment that you have squarely. If you have any issues, that anything that is worrying you, go and resolve it. Any issues that you're grappling with, go and resolve it. So that one is not hindering you from doing what you really need to do. Work on your emotions. Get better. Some of you, if you're hungry, you know this I used to say. I say if you're hungry, go and drink water. It used to be like play. I used to you hear me say, oh, I'm very angry. I am very, very angry right now. So I acknowledge it and I step away from it. I step away. So that I'm not coming back to go and be apologizing. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But some of you, once you're angry, the next thing is you have to apologize because you have said the things that you're not meant to say. Come on. Come on. You call your daughter all the names, and it's until you have spent. It's like a demonic possession. If you are not spent, you will not stop. It's until you are spent. You have used up every bad word in your armory. Your body will not calm down. You now turn to blame game, and you are the one. She's the one. No, no. And a teenage girl, don't forget you are the you are the emotional. Excuse me, regulator for your teenage girl. She's learning how to manage, she's learning how to voice out, she's learning how to handle her emotions merely by watching you. Are you aware? But you now throw tantrum, oh, if you everywhere. Once you are not okay, everybody in that house is not okay. You're like, you're so volatile. What's the matter? You need to go and learn how to work on your emotions. It's very, very important. Around the teenage girl. Because you are the sounding board. You're the sounding board for morals, you're the sounding board for values, you're also the sounding board for emotions, regulations, and control. It is lack of emotions control that will now make you talk all the everything. Say, I know once I'm angry, I don't have boundary. Eh? And even say the things that you're not supposed to say to your own child. After you're not saying she doesn't talk to me. And she prefers her friend. If it's you, who will you prefer? That's why I asked you what I asked you earlier. If every time your daughter comes to you, there is this, there is that you will soon lose her. It's a matter of time. So you need to work on your emotions. And finally, for today is don't give up on yourself. Yes, you're also a work in progress. Give yourself grace. You're a work in progress, just as your daughter. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your daughter. Do not. Don't give up on each other. So, in the course of the week, I had, I was very displeased with my daughter about something, and I was really, I wasn't happy, and I made her realize that. But when I got to work, I reflected, I thought about everything. I said, maybe that was a bit too, you know. Immediately I carried my mail, said, Papa, Papa, Papa. And she herself, I voted the ground. She came and said, Mommy, I this. Mommy, I'll do better going forward. And we move. That's what it means, not to give up on herself or yourself. When you're not something like, no, she can never change. I'm tired. If I tell you the number of times I've had to say something to my daughter that I'm still saying till tomorrow, well, you have to extend grace to yourself and themselves and them too. Their brain is still forming. So that's what I used to console. I said, no, I don't think that this child actually means to, that's what I said to myself. I don't mean that, I don't think your child I don't think that my child really wants to frustrate or offend or whatever. No, I think that is just a level. Do you understand? I think she understands this at that point in time. So question, how am I going to help her? How am I going to be an advantage to my daughter? Don't give up on you. It is when you now say things like, no, I'm even this, I'm even that. Hey, and begin to say all of this, and you just begin to say. The next time you have a urge to really say too much, go and drink water or you go and sleep. So I've told you these are the things you need to do to be able to reset into teenage girl. Be truthful to yourself about the real reason for the disconnect. Face the emotions behind the snap. Is it fear? Is it shame? Is it regret? Or is it a past event? Determine what you will do with the emotion. Be vulnerable enough to admit how you feel. Do not force conversations or force apologies or a bribe. Call for conversations to address the issue. Apologize for the words and words spoken in hurt and confusion to your child. Then be the parent. Be your child's parent. Don't keep some of you are even keeping malice with your daughters. I don't understand. Don't keep malice. So now agree on boundaries and stick to it. Everybody, we have said that once you come back from this by 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Without any reason, without any cogent, without communicating, you're grounded for 2 months and stay on that 2 months. Eventually it will stick that hey, mommy is not joking here. Continue to work on your emotions around the teenage girl. Don't forget, I think that you're the emotional regulator or thermometer of your child. She will respond how you respond. She will behave how you behave. Yes, you may not know, but go and watch it. And finally, I said, do not give up on yourself. Don't give up on you. Don't give up on your daughter. If you see, that was why there was a class I talked about seeing your adult child. So, have you seen your adult child? I have seen my adult child, and that adult child I see is why I'm not keeping quiet, why I'm not getting tired, why I keep doing things that I'm doing, why everything, why I want to learn, why I want to be better, why I want to reset. But I don't want to lose my space in that art. Don't forget what I said to you. You're contending seriously, you're contending earnestly for the heart of your child. Earnestly. And then you need to be strategic, you need to be intentional so that you're not even losing without having started the battle. So when you do these 10 things I've told you, you realize that even if you as it's bound to happen because we're humans, even if you miss it with your daughter, you can always come back. Because that's the whole essence. If you miss it, you reconnect. If you miss it, you reconnect. The more you reconnect, the slimmer your chances of missing it. But this one, hey, bag, noise everywhere. Oh, how dare you? Hey, yeah, bag. 2 weeks later, everywhere. What would you do? No one wants what will stress them. No one wants what will disturb them. No one wants. So it's normal for your daughter to gravitate towards where she's not being so heavily criticized. And as she's gravitating towards that, what do you think is happening? A disconnect is happening between you and her. You don't want to be in that space. Hope you have learned something. Don't forget, let's grow the community together. And this is where we call it a day. I'm having a bit of a, but we have to show up, and that is what we have just done. Thank you. And then I think I've told you about my latest book. Yes. So the details will be on our seller pages, our Amazon pages. If you need to, no, not if you scratch that, you have to get a copy for your girl. Trust me, I wrote that book with your girl in mind. And then I will come your way next week. God willing, we'll spend our lives. Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Fumilola Kitola Williams. I'm the lead coach at the Informed and Reformed Academy. Thank you for your time. You're watching live, you're coming back to catch a replay. Do not forget, let us grow this community together. And yes, I've told you what I am doing, I'm not hiding it. Bring your daughters to TIRTA Academy. Let's help you. Let's help you work with them. God bless you. Thank you. And